Hey homeschoolers, I'm Melissa Webb, former full-time classroom teacher and homeschool mom turned full-time business CEO. I am determined and dedicated to helping you in this journey that you're on. So if you are looking for a place to be encouraged and inspired, you have found the perfect podcast. Homeschooling is a work of heart is truly the perfect place to start. Welcome. Let's jump in. Well, hello, friend. How are you? Hey, it has been a busy week for me between family celebrations, school events, getting that blood work taken care of that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Remember about procrastination? I'm getting it done. And we even have our young writers in our clubhouse turning in their first essays of the semester, and we promise a quick turnaround. So I am reading, and loving just how well written this first batch is turning out. I loved our prompt for the beginning of this semester, and I am so impressed with how well all of the students are following the directions and showing up and presenting us with amazing essay. It's really awesome. I've been so busy. I did have a fleeting moment where I thought, maybe I'll skip recording a podcast episode this week, or I could always redirect to something I've already published. But then I thought, nope, no excuses here. I want to show up with something new. It's a new week. It's one of my most favorite times of the year, the start of any new season. And it's fall if you're listening to this in real time. So I thought, well, why not just have a lighthearted episode with a bit of fall inspiration? Last week, I talked in detail about the formula for success, starting not with what result you want, but instead with the thoughts and the feelings that will lead to those results. And my thought right now is, let's get the most out of this fall season. As soon as I have that thought, I will tell you, for me, I am feeling excited with anticipation. So I decided I could quickly brainstorm a list of 10 family fun fall ideas and share that with you this week. In previous years, I have offered a PDF printout that's really cute, and it lists probably 20 ideas, just quick little clips that you can print off and let your kiddos cross out as the fall season unfolds. It's a nice little freebie I've offered in the past. I will find it and I will put it in the show notes so that you can print that as well. If you do these little things, I will tell you this. By the end of fall, you will enjoy the result of an eventful and memorable fall 2024. We only get one fall 2024, and this is it, my friends. So let's embrace it and have some fun. Now, some of the things that I wrote down will require some prep on your part. Some can be done in probably a couple of hours, but some could go on all season. So you get to decide. I would recommend some of these you just do with your kids, and others you consider pulling together some other families and turn them into group activities. Kids love both. So are you ready? Let's jump in. You may want to grab a piece of paper to jot some of these down. Of course, you can listen to the podcast over again if you're in the middle of a walk right now. But nonetheless, I think you might want to try to store a couple of these ideas for this amazing fall that awaits us. Okay, number one, plan an outdoor photography walk. So it doesn't matter if you use your phone or an actual camera. Polaroids, those are great. There's a lot of different versions of those these days. But get outside and start taking pictures. Kids love photography. It's something that most children are naturally interested in. And so you could point out different subjects, whether that's a tree that you see the changing of leaves happening, and get them to look at that from different angles, and then show them how you can get under it, go over it. Different angles make for really interesting pictures. And you can model that for them. You could even get a little crazy, get down on the ground, get dirty. It's okay. Get some low-level shots just for fun. And do this one throughout the season. Every week, you guys could look at the different photographs that everybody took, print out a few of the ones you really love, or send them over to CVS. They'll print them for you, and it's pretty cheap. And then put them up and around the house. Every time your kids see, whether it was a solo photograph of something in nature, or maybe a sibling holding a big pumpkin, it could be anything around the fall season. Having those spread throughout the home, super fun way to really bring fall into your house. All right, that's number one. Number two, let's stay with being outdoors. I love a good nature scavenger hunt. Again, fun with the family, fun for an evening walk after dinner, fun with a group. And you can create a list of all kinds of fall themed items like pine cones, leaves, acorns. There are lists galore on Pinterest. I will tell you, you could just Google nature scavenger hunt list and you will get all kinds of things. But here's my tip for you. Bring a bag. You all want to be collecting some things, leaves, pine cones, acorns, anything that's fall related, and you'll see why in a little bit. I love this idea because one, of course, it gets everyone out of doors. It gets some exploration happening and you're spending time together. And you can turn that nature scavenger hunt into so many different things. For one, if you've never done leaf rubbing art with crayons and paper, oh my goodness, rubbing the different shapes and the textures of leaves makes beautiful artwork. So don't just say, yes, oh, look, there it is, I found something. Actually grab a few twigs, things of interest, different colored items, and collect them and bring them back because you can go back to those a little later on. Number 3 on the list is plan some fall-themed science experiments. There are so many things you can do. Of course, you can do the life cycle of apples or things like that. But, okay, have you ever made a pumpkin volcano? It's pretty fantastic. You can look at that also on Google. It's basic staples, baking soda, white vinegar. Very fun. Very fun. It's the perfect time to do it. A little bit different if you're like, oh, we've done volcanoes before. Try it with the pumpkin and let me know what you think. You could also study why leaves change colors. If you're grabbing your science book, go take a look at what kinds of things you're studying. If it's something like life science and you see that you're going to be doing a unit on chlorophyll, that's a perfect time to tie that into why do leaves change color. Do a whole study unit on that. So think of fall themed science ideas. Super fun. Okay, number 4. This is a fun one too. I think best with a group, a small group. Why not orchestrate an outdoor reading picnic? Now, this is great even for older kids, but you bring short picture book types of fall themed reading, like maybe your favorite fall books from when you were younger. Short books that you guys can all read together and share fun stories. You also could all bring your own favorite chapter book and just have a reading picnic where everybody's kind of reading to themselves. You know, that's definitely not as inclusive as doing a fall themed book where everybody brings a favorite one from their childhood and you enjoy the crisp weather. Of course, bring some snacks. You got to snack on some fall treats, maybe apples, maybe some caramel apples, maybe bring some apple cider. Yeah, lots with apples. I think that could be really fun. All right, number 5 on my list is to go back and get some of those things you collected on your scavenger hunt and create a fall wreath. Again, tons of ideas. Check out Pinterest, check out Google. But if you create a wreath, a craft wreath, using those natural items like the leaves and the twigs and the pine cones, it can make such a beautiful thing that you can either hang in your room or hang on your front door. You could even put them out and about if you are are hosting, let's say, Thanksgiving this year. And it doesn't just have to be a wreath. You can look up all kinds of crafts made with nature. It's so funny when I go into Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any of those places and I look at all the plastic things you can buy, right? All the plastic foliage that is available. And I think, this is not what the people 100 years ago were doing, not even 50 years ago were doing. They were actually going out in nature and they were bringing out whatever was in season into their homes to decorate. We don't have to have the plastic things. We actually can go out and collect some things, really giving it an authentic fall feel in our home. Okay, number 6, if you've not made candles with your kids, it's actually not as hard as some people may think. And again, there are great directions out there and there are fun things. I just saw on Instagram, somebody had found acorns and they made a wax and they put little wicks in the little acorns. They took out, the top part and then they poured in the wax and they floated them on water and they were little floating candles. They were adorable. And it's a perfect time to add in autumn scents like cinnamon and pumpkin spice or clove and just get that house smelling so delicious for the fall. Okay, number 7. How about some nature journaling? Oh yeah, you knew I'd have to bring in some journaling. But nature journaling to me is really more of a sketchbook where I observe and document seasonal changes in plants that maybe look different than they did over the summer. You could even do animals, of course, but why not take a hike and take a nature journal with you? Take multiple hikes throughout this entire season. You could take the same one or different ones, but have a place where you stop and everybody just gets still. They get quiet and they sketch or they draw. Of course, you can write words too. If you have thoughts you want to express or feelings, this isn't to be graded. This is just for fun. And I find it very relaxing. Okay, let's go to, what are we on? Number 8? Okay, number 8. You have to find a local farm. You just must. Hopefully they have a corn maze adventure or apple picking, something that allows you, maybe a pumpkin patch of some sort, that allows you to just have that outdoor experience, maybe even a fall festival with other people. Man, I have some of the best family memories of us doing things like this with other families. So be sure to look and check out what's happening locally or in the near, not too far area where you live, and make a day to go and do that. This is one of the beautiful things about being in a homeschool situation. You don't have to go on the weekends when everybody is going. You can schedule a day to do this on a Wednesday. So just go do some research, find some great places, and get out there and make some field trips happen. Okay. Number 9 and number 10 are going to get us into the kitchen because I really enjoy the kitchen in the fall. Have you ever had a make your own hot cocoa day? This is fun because these days you can make so many different hot cocoa flavors. So before this day, you're going to want to brainstorm with the kids. What are some ideas they have that they might want to try some different flavors? Of course, you could just do plain hot chocolate, but there's dark chocolate, there's peppermint hot chocolate. You can make spicy hot chocolate by adding some chili pepper in there. You can add cinnamon hot cocoa. Any kind of coffee creamer that can pair well with chocolate could make a really delicious hot chocolate that nobody's ever thought of. Like all of a sudden, I'm just thinking, when I was at the grocery store, they had a cookie butter creamer. Cookie butter creamer with a little hot cocoa, maybe a couple marshmallows floating on top. Sign me up. So check for when there's going to be a nice cool day. Maybe even we might get a little windy or rainy weather, and be ready. Get all your ingredients and then have a fun day in the kitchen and make small batches. I mean, you can just make one big batch of hot chocolate, but then flavor it different and just do little taste tests. So fun. Plus, Couldn't this turn into a gift making idea? If you guys decide, oh my goodness, this is really delicious, how could we package it? Maybe in a glass mason jar with layers of things and then cute tags that go with it. I mean, you could use dry coffee creamers. They have lots of flavors in dry coffee creamers. And you could create a fun gift for somebody. See how one great idea just leads to many more great ideas. All right, my last one, of course, is you must do some fall-themed baking. I don't know what seasonal treats you guys like. It could be pumpkin muffins, pumpkin bread, apple crisp or apple pie, caramel apple bites where you try all the different things, different kinds of sprinkles or nuts, so many fun things. Pumpkin spiced Rice Krispie treats are on my list. I've never made pumpkin spiced Rice Krispie treats, but I think that'd be really delicious. So that's something new that we're going to try around here. So you've got to do some fall themed baking. Now, to do all 10 would be a bit much, don't you think? Which 2 or 3 are really standing out to you? Which 2 or 3 would get your kids excited? You could listen to this episode with your kids and see what lights them up. And then make your lists, plan some days on the calendar that you'll actually get it done. You'll already have the great thought going. You're already going to have these feelings of excitement, anticipation. So then you just need to make your action plan and get the result that you want. I do hope you try at least one. Come on, maybe 2 or 3. Please give this a shot with your family this fall. I promise you, these are activities that are great for a lot of reasons. They do mix learning with hands-on fun, so that's always a win. But they also provide just enriching experiences and lasting memories. If you do any of these, I want to see. So please, you can tag me at Right On Web. That's WRITEONWEBB. On Instagram, on Facebook, just tag me. Be sure to tag me. I want to see what you're doing this fall. It will be sure to put a smile on my face. I want to see it. You know what else would put a smile on my face before we go? Would you give me a review? I would love a review. Our podcast is due for a review. If you enjoy what I'm doing over here in my little corner of the World Wide Web, please show your appreciation by offering a review of this podcast. You can do it on your phone right now. Just go to the upper right corner. You're going to see 3 vertical dots. You're going to click it and go to show. You've got to go to show. For some reason, you cannot be in the episode. You have to go to the show. Then you're going to scroll down. You'll see 5 stars. You'll see it'll say leave a review. Click on leave a review. And just write a sentence or 2. I know it takes time, but I promise you, it means so much to me, truly, the world. All right, everybody, let's enjoy fall. Right on. Well, thanks so much for tuning in and listening this week. Hey, if this was something that you found valuable, don't forget you want to subscribe or follow so that every time a new episode is dropped, you'll be the first to know. And hey, before you go, if you are looking to get some of this academic writing under your belt and outsourced so that it's one less thing, freeing you up to enjoy more time with your family, hey, you're going to want to head over to rightonweb.com to see what kinds of resources and materials I have available for you. I will look forward to seeing you there, and I will look forward to seeing you here in our next episode. Right on.